Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
I want to buy Chad Prather a beer after that one, man.
This is a bunch of bullshit.
Welcome back, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, kids alike, to the Titty and Shiner Show, episode number 60. I can't believe we're at 60, dude.
Man.
You know, I think that's all I would have to say, too, after the debacle that was today, after a really good State of the Union address.
There was a lot of really cool parts of that. I don't understand the Class 5 shitstorm that cranked off at the end of it. But I know I did get a 5-for-1 deal on raffle tickets to kick Nancy Pelosi in the taint, so my fucking fingers are crossed on this deal.
Dude, that's awesome. And by the way, my name is Big Titty, and with us here in Studio 26, roll with me on this, Donnie, is the booth meister himself, the guy on the turntables, the scratch master, and the dude that makes this podcast sound so buttery, Mr. Donnie Smith.
Welcome, Donnie. Welcome.
And
Donnie knew it was going to be rough because Donnie, he actually, I think I saw your name in that thread. He actually sent out an outline for the topics show tonight.
It is a huge outline, too.
When I walked in, he did nothing more than hand me a couple cold beers and told me, shit, can it? You guys just do what you do and roll. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, I mean, there's too much to talk about. I realize, Donnie, the 737 MAX is really near and dear to your heart being an airplane guy, but I don't give a shit about airplanes on the Titty and Shiner show, so...
Well, we had some stuff happen in the past 48 hours going to trump that. See what did there.
Oh, you inserted it right in Pelosi's behind.
Right? Oh, God, man. So, you mentioned the State of the Union.
Yes.
I mean, overall. Now, I got kind of mixed feelings on the Rush Limbaugh thing, just because Rush announces it and he immediately gets awarded that. So,
yeah,
it's mixed feelings. I mean, I can see why, but I think it was a stretch. I think he was reaching on that one, maybe.
Perhaps. Now don't get me wrong. I love Rush to death. I've listened to his program for at least 20 years.
Well, then I got a question to ask you.
Sure.
Now I know about the addiction to painkillers and all that.
Mm-hmm.
What is the deal? Like, maybe I just was asleep. What's the deal with the implants? His
He has cochlear implants. He started losing his hearing.
Okay.
And
How long ago did that happen? Like, I didn't.
Gosh, probably 10 years ago, maybe.
Oh shit!
It's been a minute.
Boy, I'm way up on the Rush Limbaugh current events, aren't I?
Yeah, it's been a minute. And it actually changed his voice a little bit too, which is kind of weird. His voice used to be a little more robust.
That's a good to use. I want to start using
robust. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how did you feel about him getting that award? Did you feel like it was a little bit of
Yeah, I love Rush Limbaugh. I don't think, for crying out loud, the dude just recently signed, but of course he found out he had stage 4 lung cancer, but he just recently signed a 4-year, $400 million contract. That's right.
Well, here's how I got a little bit of peace with this, because I was like, man, that just looks. I'll take that in trade for the fact that Trump did not even address the impeachment cluster. He didn't even come out of his mouth.
Nope.
And I thought that was a classy move.
It was. Now, a lot of people are saying him not shaking Pelosi's hand was very classless. If you go back and look at the video, his head is turning as she throws it, because she takes the speech first with both hands, then passes it to her left hand and reaches out with her right hand. By the time she reaches out with her right hand, he's already turning.
Well, I don't really care if he was or not, because the way I looked at that is, that's just a dude being 100 with her. He's just being real. Like, if I encounter somebody in a public setting that, let's just say, is trying to have legally something negative done to me, like, let's just say hypothetically somebody's trying to put me in jail and I have to go to a public setting with them, I'm not going to shake their goddamn hand and act like I'm their buddy.
No.
Promise you that.
No.
So I don't really have a problem with him not doing that. Now, the fact that she gets up at the end of the speech and rips up a hard copy of the State of the Union, hey, that's disrespectful enough. But then you got names of fallen soldiers. You've got, I mean, just the contents of that.
Well, that
Was
speech,
so disrespectful, dude.
when she was handed that speech became a part of the National Archives. That's his job. His job is to let the House and the Senate know the State of the Union. And it's in that speech. He gives one to Pelosi. He gives one to the vice president. The vice president's over the Senate. Pelosi's over the House. Okay, now those two speeches become part of the National Archives. Nowhere does it say in the statute, or for that matter in the Constitution, that he has to give a speech. He doesn't have to give a speech.
He just has to deliver
Exactly.
documents.
He has to deliver documents, and those documents become part of the National Archives. And there's actually a statute that penalizes you if you destroy a national document. So,
dude, I mean,
we're splitting hairs here, but my point is, God dang it! I realize that Trump is full of classless things every once in a while, especially on Twitter. Admit it.
Yeah, I do think somebody needs to rein him in on Twitter every now and then.
Yes.
Like, I'm not going to say that everything that comes out in a tweet from the president that I'm behind. Like, some of it is really classless.
No.
But we're talking about an event that has happened since the beginning of this country. There is so much tradition in the State of the Union address. And you're telling me that this woman's hatred for an individual is stronger than her love for the country? I mean, why is she holding a position that she is?
I assure you, it's not because of popularity.
I mean, give me a break, bro. I mean, like, and what did she accomplish? What did that do? And you see all these people on Twitter that are getting on this bandwagon, Pelosi the Ripper, and da-da-da. That should have made everybody that's a true, if you really love this country and you really believe in what we stand for, that should have made you ill to watch that.
I find it no different than ripping a flag or burning a flag, to be honest.
Exactly. So, but see, that's the problem, bro. Like, the people that are behind this on Twitter, they're the same people that have no problem with people burning the flag. Now, see, that's as disrespectful as that is. Like, people like you have given sacrifices for people to have the freedom to do things like that. So I mean, they're exercising their freedom, but you shouldn't desecrate the flag of this country. I mean, if you're a person that does that, you've got some issues. If you're willing to do that to prove a point, pack your shit and go somewhere else. Well, I say it all the time online. Get proud or get out.
I'm almost speechless because there were so many things that just such a beautiful moment going on, and you had Democratic members walking out of the chamber.
Tlaib got up. She was the one that was really proud of herself. Rashid Tlaib, AOC boycotted and didn't go.
Well, but in all fairness, the Dems throw a party after every State of the Union, and she's a bartender, so she was getting everything.
She had to go set up.
Yeah.
I mean, you have somebody that's a politician, an elected official in this country, and says, well, I'm not going to go to the State of the Union. If I was from her district, I would be blowing the phone up.
Come on, Brooklyn, where you at?
Yeah, come on, let her have it. Like, I would be burning the phone lines up, dude. Tlaib getting up and walking out among the other ones. And then have you seen the video clips of how Omar was reacting after certain things that he said?
Oh yeah.
If you think that Ilhan Omar is this great story and she's an immigrant and she's a politician, she's nothing more than the enemy within. And if you can watch her react the way she did after some of the statements that he made about this country, and you don't see that, you got way bigger problems than the political stuff you're putting out online. I promise you. That broad is dangerous, dude.
Now, I realize that when President Obama was in office, and I'm calling him President Obama because there's respect there. I'm not saying Obama. I'm saying President Obama. You know,
he was the president. Like, I didn't like a lot of things he did, but he was still the president of the United States.
But the Democrats throw around the word Trump. They don't even say President Trump. You know,
and their new thing is, if you're a Trump supporter, you're part of the cult. They're calling Trump supporters a cult.
Wow, biggest cult in the world.
Well, which the funny thing is, somebody's dropped a T-shirt that says across the front of it, "Cult 4-5." I don't know who came up with that T-shirt, but high five, bro. That was awesome.
Well, yeah. And if you think it's just a cult, how come per NBC News Trump's approval rating is 49%? So 49% of voting Americans are in a cult.
Well, here's
Really?
another thing that's crazy. All over Twitter today, they were calling him a racist. He gave a little black girl a college scholarship to anywhere she wanted to go.
No,
How many races? How many? Huh?
It wasn't a college scholarship. It was a scholarship to attend private
Oh, that's
school
right.
wherever she wanted to go.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
But still, how many racists are going to do that to somebody of color?
Now, he brought up the term Space Force, and I kind of giggled a little bit because the way he said it, he said Space Force. He got giggled because, well, whoever online put that Space Force song together when this first.
Oh, that was genius.
It's still stuck in my damn head. But anyways, you got a 13-year-old boy up there, mixed race boy, who stands up, who wants to go to the Air Force Academy and who wants to become an astronaut in the Space Force. And he's sitting next to his grandfather, the 100-year-old was Colonel Charles McGee, but President Trump promoted him to Brigadier General that day. Mm-hmm. So Brigadier General Charles McGee, who was a Tuskegee Airman, a pilot, and not one clap or not one stand-up by the best wives of the KKK club on the Democrat side. And I say that in tongue-in-cheek because they literally look like the support squadron for a KKK rally.
That's just it, man. If you are a Democrat or you are on the left and you have these views that are vastly different than me and Titty, and you saw this, please contact us, email us, and explain to me how you think that was right. It has that man's military career has nothing to do with Trump. That man is a legit American hero.
Yes. First black
a legit
pilot.
hero. Yeah.
Are you kidding me? You know, he was a black pilot and shot down enemy planes before the Jim Crow laws were over.
Yeah. So you tell me how them not applauding and how they basically ignored that part of the speech, you tell me how that showed that man any respect. Because if there's anybody in that building that deserves respect, it's that man. I guarantee you that.
I think everybody that he invited there, they were just sitting on their hands anyways because they were invited by President Trump. I don't understand. You know, dude, even when President Obama was in office and I didn't agree with everything that he said, I still respected the office. And
well, that's like, dude, I've said it before. If you go back in time, like when Kennedy was president, you know, or I mean, well, and pretty much until Trump, any of them, you didn't see people saying or behaving the way to the president that people do now. And I guarantee you, if it wasn't for the internet, none of it would be going on anyway, because everybody's got big brass balls behind a keyboard, you know?
Oh, yeah, I saw that today.
In fact, right before we started this, right before we pulled everything up and got rolling, some chick is on Twitter saying, "I'll kick any Trump's ass. Give me Barron. I can take him." You're threatening to beat up a child.
14-year-old boy. Wow. Boy, you really said something.
Yeah, aren't you tough? She's talking, the Trumps make me sick. I'll whip any of their ass. Give me Barron. I'm like, you're threatening to beat up a child.
Nah, how about Ivanka?
Yeah.
Chick's got some martial arts background. I dare you.
I bet Melania probably, you know, she grew up in a rough country. I bet it came down to it, Melania might put a stomping on your ass.
Melania, pop your head off with her thighs.
I'm like, that's okay. And all these people are like tweeting after, like replying to the tweet. Yeah, you know, that motherfucker. And I'm like, we're talking about beating up a child and people are jumping on the. When did that become okay? If you're a Democrat, please contact us and let me know when beating kids up became okay to do.
I had a little fun on Twitter today.
Oh, yes, you did.
Every once in a while, Shiner goes out and just you know takes the the pin out of a fragmentation grenade and throws it into Twittersphere. And